1 Thessalonians 5:3. For when they shall say, Peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. But we need not perish, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. Okay guys, I might as well do a video right now because I am sitting in traffic. Nothing like I-95 traffic between where I live in Fredericksburg and driving to DC. Now, if there was an option, I would not have driven to DC today, but it was not. Working on some things from my dad's estate. This is actually the third time that I've had to go to the probate court to try to settle my dad's affairs. I've tried going early, I've tried going late. So this morning I said, you know what, let's try to go early. So I literally left my house at 6:30 this morning. Now, the ride into DC, which I got about 30 miles a gallon, considering traffic wasn't too bad. Took me about an hour and 10 minutes, which is a real accomplishment, even at that early in the morning. So I arrived at the courthouse 7:30 a.m., about 7:30, 7:35. And I'm thinking, okay, I'm just going to chill here, give me a parking space, and wait to go into court. Court didn't open until actually 8:30. I was able to get in the building about 8:15. And that seemed like we're going to have a good day. Surely I had to pay for 2 hours of parking just in case I was in there longer than 2 hours. So, long story short, I paid for parking. I went in. We looked at the paperwork. They found some things that I needed to do. All in all, the stuff that I took that needed to be done was done. I guarantee you, with the little bit of work that I had to do, it may have taken 30 minutes to 45 minutes tops. That's just with pausing, them telling me what to do, I'm doing it, then they go to the next person and come back, blah, 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 blah. So when I get to pay, to the point where I have to pay, they say, okay, we need X amount of dollars for this and X amount of dollars for that. Are you paying a check or money order? Now, had I known that I would need a check or a money order to pay anything, I promise you I would have brought checks with me to pay. But how many of us, including me, don't carry checks? And certainly we don't have money orders on us. So here we are. I have all the paperwork done. I need a money order because obviously I can't run back home to get any checks. So that's what I had to do. Now, there's the big issue now because I've paid for parking. If I move, even though I have some money left on the meter, somebody is going to get my space because there is no way for me to get from point A to point B. So they say, okay, no, you don't have to lose your parking space. Walk down the street, make a left at this block and a right at that block, and there should be a convenience store that sells money orders. Okay, I'm figuring I'm game. I can walk. It's still fairly early yet. I walked, and I walked, and I walked, and I walked. An hour later, I get to a place. Yeah, it literally took me an hour to walk the round blocks that I walked. And I get into the place where they sell the money orders. Guess what? Oh, sir, we sell money orders, but we only accept cash. So what do you think happened at that point? Now I have walked for about 35 minutes, 45 minutes, and like I said, no, an hour. and now I can't get a money order because they only accept cash. So then I had to walk all the way back to where I had parked. By this time, my parking has just about run out, and I still don't have the money orders. So I get on my GPS and I find where is the nearest postal service. I'm going to have to drive, lose my parking space, come back and try to fight somebody for a parking space, or park at least 2 to 3 blocks away from where I need to be. I get to the post office, get the money orders, get back to the place, find a parking space right across the street. Cost me another $10 to park. Go inside. I say, okay, all I've got to do is give them these 2 money orders and I'm out. At this point, it's like 12:30. I have been here since 7:30 this morning. So I go inside. The guy who was helping me, he's getting ready to go to lunch. And I get that. He takes the money orders from me, hands one to one lady, one to the other, says, oh, you're all straight. Now take the paperwork down to the next office and they will take this paperwork from you and collect $50 in court costs. So now I'm afraid. I asked the question, $50. I thought the 45 and the 35 was all I needed, and I got money. Please tell me they take debit or debit or credit card. Oh yes, no problem. Just go down there, drop the paperwork off, pay, you're out of here. I'm like, thank you, Lord Jesus. So I get down there. You have to take a number. Now there's only 3 people, no, including me, 3 people. I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to take a number. Surely 3 people won't take that long. It took another, like I said, by the time I got back there and back inside, it's like 1 o'clock. So still 12:30. I said it was 12:30. I said maybe by 1 o'clock I'll be out. I can do that because I want to get back on the road because I don't want to be stuck in traffic on 95 heading down south where I live at, because last time I did this, it took me till almost 4 o'clock to get home. So I take the number. The 2 ladies that were there before me, it took a half an hour to call them. It's now 1 o'clock. In the meantime, 6 or 7 other people come up and take numbers. There's only one lady who was in front of me, and she was just getting her stuff done. And I'm thinking, okay, they should call my number any minute. I'm waiting. I'm being very patient. In the midst of all this, I left my phone in the car, so I had nothing to even play with. So I'm sitting there. 1:15, 1:30, 1:45. Finally, 1:45. They called my number. I'm like, yes. Finally. I've been here since 7:30 this morning. They call my number and I go in. I hand her the paperwork. I'm like, yes. Court cost is $50. How do you want to pay? I already know that they take debit cards, so I'm good, right? I said, yes, I have my debit card. My screen is down right now, so I'm going to have to call you back in just a minute as soon as somebody else logs in. 1:45. So I'm very disappointed now because there's nobody else to log in. I didn't see, there was one lady back there, and what I found out later, everybody else was at lunch. They didn't get back until 2 o'clock. Then by the time everybody gets settled from their lunch, they called me. They called 2 people who were out in the lobby who had been there way after I got there. And I'm a very patient person, so yeah, I didn't raise the roof. I didn't complain. So at 5 minutes after 2, they called me back. had somebody log in, took my payment, which took all of about 15 seconds. I got my paperwork and I hit the door. Got outside just in time for the last parking that I paid for to expire, which was going to expire at 2:12. I got out of there. It was like 2:08. Got in the car. Now I'm talking to you guys. It is 2:37 and I have been sitting in traffic. I'm not even halfway home yet. So all in all, another whole day spent for paperwork for my dad's estate. Thank God. Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus. This will hopefully be the last time that I have to come to this court, because I'm telling you, guys, I wanted to go to this court this morning like I wanted to go to the dentist to have a tooth pulled, because every single time that I have been in traffic, that I have had to go to this court, there's been one thing or another, and it makes me have to come back again and again and again. No matter what time you go, there's going to be traffic. There's going to be traffic coming, or there's going to be traffic going. All of you guys who commute from the Virginia area into DC every morning, God bless you, because I could not do this every day. Now, I'm done ranting about my day. Let's talk Maverick stuff. So, in the last video, the video that dropped about the boat search and all those things, we talked about the tow rating on the Ford Maverick. And I got a lot of people who commented who, one, either don't have a Maverick, don't know anything about a Maverick, asked some questions, some things came up. So I'm going to do my due diligence to explain to you what I was actually saying. Maybe I wasn't clear. I do not want to trade in my Maverick. I love this Maverick. It does everything I need it to do. The boats that I have been looking at, some of them are in the comfortable towing range, and I'm going to get one. Matter of fact, I've already made a decision. Hang on to the end of this video and you'll find out what that decision is. But in the meantime, one, I have had big trucks before. I don't want a big truck. For all you guys who tune in or new tuning in, know that I've had big trucks. I've had lots of cars. I had a Lincoln Mark LT pickup, which is a very luxurious version of an F-150 that they no longer make. It was made by Mercury, which is no longer. No, Lincoln. I'm sorry, Lincoln. There was Lincoln and then it was Mercury. Lincoln, sorry. Yeah, so I've had a big truck before. I rented a Ford Ranger prior to possibly buying one. I don't fit in a Ford Ranger. I'm 6'7". I fit in this Maverick perfectly. It's comfortable. It gets great gas mileage. I rented a Ford Ranger, took my daughter back to college, hauling her stuff in the back. I had a way better trip in a Maverick every day. I did not like the Ranger. I didn't fit in it or sit in it right. It sits up high. It doesn't have any more room. Matter of fact, it has less room in the interior than the Maverick. So no, I don't want a Ranger. I have no desires to buy a Ranger. Surely you might be able to tow more stuff with a Ranger, and even that not so much, because the Maverick with the 4K tow package can haul 4,000 pounds. No, I don't want a Ranger. I'd rather not have anything before I would buy a Ranger, because it just doesn't work for me. The next thing, I don't want a big truck. As I said, I don't want a big truck, because the whole point of having a Maverick is you want comfortable transportation that gets excellent gas mileage. So that's where I am. And the boat that I'm going to get is going to be towed by this vehicle with my 2,000-pound towing range comfortably below that mark with the boat that I'm purchasing. And you've already seen it, so I might as well tell you what it is right now. I talked to my good friend that we met in the first boat search video, where we went to Saluda, Virginia, and we looked at the All-Weld Invader. And that boat, I liked it. It was very nice. I talked to the guy, a great guy. His name was David Brown. And if you're looking for an all-weld boat, certainly check him out. Great guy. But the long and short of it is, I was going to order a boat from him. He was doing some track work for me, trying to see, you know, what all we were gonna, you know, what all we wanted, what all I wanted, and where they're going to be able to build what I wanted. And the matter of the fact, the boat that was in that video, he was going to offer me a great deal on that boat, but it's still, price-wise, it was not going to meet my budget. Now, the only alternative that I had was to order one, and then All-Weld, for whatever reason, will no longer be making a 17-foot boat with the side console like I wanted in that boat. He offered me a great deal on that boat, and he's a great guy, but it was still higher, more expensive for what I was getting than the boat that I actually decided on. I told you guys in the last video I would not be getting the low roughneck tiller. I just don't want to do a tiller. I just want to get in a boat, like I said, drive, fish, and whatever. So the boat that you saw in the last video is actually the boat that we're going to get. We are going to get a Tracker side console 1754 MVX. That boat just flat out works for me. In the last video I looked kind of depressed, and the reason that I looked that way was the guy who was going to sell me the other boat from the all-welded boats down there in Saluda. He was an awesome guy, and I would have loved to buy that boat from him. I wanted to try something different, but at the end of the day, the Tracker Grizzly 1754 side console is just a perfect fit for me. It has everything that I'm looking for in a boat. Price wise, there's nothing that comes close to it. Tracker Grizzlies, they have a great track record. Anybody who has had a Tracker will tell you they're not the most expensive or the most luxurious boats in the world, but they have a great reputation. And those Grizzlies are tough as nails. So that's what we will be getting. You will see a video when we go to pick that up. I'm not sure if I'm going to have to order it, or they're going to be able to get me one from what's in stock right now. But that is the plan. We're going to get a Tracker Grizzly 1754. So, for all you guys who have tuned in and listened to my rant, as well as the great news about what boat we're getting, I just want to say thank you, because I am sitting in traffic, and the last time that I looked, it was saying it was going to take me 35 minutes, and I've been, and it's now 2:45. When I got in the car, when I got in the Maverick, as I was leaving the courthouse, it said I was going to be home by 3:08, and it's now 2:45. And I'm not even close. Even if the traffic broke right now and I was able to drive the speed limit the rest of the way home, I still wouldn't be home till about 3:45. And this is why I don't like driving on 95, and I don't care whether it's a weekday or a weekend. I'd rather take a whipping than to get in this traffic, because it's always this way. So you all have a blessed weekend. I'll be back again with some more boat information, as well as some more Maverick stuff on the next video. God bless. See you soon.